And as I'm thinking about my career, my personal journey, there have been so many people who helped me become who I am today. Some good, some bad, but all the experiences shape who we are at the end. And it's very difficult to really find one person to talk about and, highlight here. So I did some thinking and I needed to go back to the roots. And combining the mentor and the hero aspect, it's not going to come technical, but it is my mother. I think she is one of the, not I think, I know she is one of the biggest role models that I've had in life. And I was so lucky to have someone like her. She's resilient, agile, hardworking, fun, and altogether, one of the things that she always tells me is life is one day and that day is today, so live accordingly. And it has been a part of my life since I've been growing. While I'm saying that, she's also very demanding that I needed to be successful. I remember when I was, I think, in the 5th grade or so, one day she came and said, like, okay, let's go out. And I'm like, Mom, I can't. I have an exam tomorrow. She never knew when I had an exam if I did my homework, never checked. So she was like pretty hands-off mother, but she demanded success, which I will tell you in the story. And I'm just like, no, Mom, I can't. I have an exam tomorrow. And then she goes like, well, if you have an exam tomorrow, either you already know it or you don't know it. So like you doing anything right now is not going to change anything. So let's go out. You need to also enjoy life. It's not all about exams. It's not all about work. I'm just like, okay, let's go out. So then we went out and then I had the exam, and maybe a week or so later, she was like, how did that math exam go? I'm like, oh, I got a 98. She's like, are there any higher grades? Or is there 100? And I'm like, no. But yeah, Nazla, who was also a good friend of mine, had 99. She's like, so why didn't you get the highest grade? And I'm like, well, I did put plus instead of a minus. True story. And she's like, well, in life, you don't have time to make excuses. The result is the result. So you think Nazli is better than you? Could you do better? I'm like, Mom, I just miss it. She's like, you can't find excuses in life. It is what you did and you have to live with it. So I think it just explains who my mom is in a nutshell. But like one more story to tell her. She would come and like party with my friends. She loves to live the life. I said her mantra is life is one day and that day is today, but you also have to work hard. It was when I was studying for the university entrance exam. And if you haven't known already, I'm from Turkey, and in Turkey, by the time I was getting into the exam, there is one exam that's done once a year, 180 questions, 180 minutes. So it is not necessarily how smart you are, but also how fast you can solve these questions and how your ability, your adaptation to solve multiple choice questions. Because of that, many of the students and like families send their kids to the additional classes after school, starting even like the high school one. High school used to be 3 years back in the day when I was going to high school. So most of my friends started that, and I would go and just like tell my mom, maybe I should like go up to these classes too, because I don't really know how to solve these exams. And I'm like, and I was also going to a private school, so like the education was actually in English and exam is in Turkish. So there are some terms that I don't really know in Turkish. So, there are like all these things going on. She's like, no, you're already going to school. And then like, if you go to there, then you're not going to live your life. So, and then you're never going to be this age again. So no, you will worry about it. And finally, the last year come, and it was right before the winter break. And I went to her and was like, we have a problem. I cannot solve this. I'm too slow. I don't know how to solve the multiple choice questions. I can't even pass the passing grade, get the passing grade to be able to make a selection to go to a university. And there's no other application, like whatever you do in that exam. And she's like, maybe you are too stressed. I think we should just like go for a vacation. So while everybody, I'm already behind. And while everybody is like, using this whole winter break to solve more questions and like, study more, get better, fine tune everything. According to my mom's thinking, we just went for ski vacation. And I was lucky that we were able to do that, obviously. And after we came back, she was actually right. When everybody was burned out, I was just starting fresh. And I always say this, I did win, or I did get into or pass this exam and get a good grade. I was in the first 2,000 out of 1 million people, because when everybody was burned out to the end, I was very fresh. So I was able to get into a million different prep exams, and long story short, I actually scored way higher than most of my friends. But this explains my hero in a nutshell. And if you know of me, you probably see the similarities that I carry from her. But again, if I have to pick a hero, that's absolutely my mentor. So I'm curious to hear yours.